So I was at a conference earlier this week, and I thought it was going to be a waste of time. I go to conferences to get one or two ideas. How can I practically apply it? And some interesting themes around adaptability and variability. At the same time, I know where a lot of my clients are. They can't even get control management right. So they're a long way away, and I thought, I'm not really getting too much. But then I had a conversation with a Kiwi Fruit Farmer and a person that does health and safety in that world, and all of a sudden it was well worth going there. So it was after in the networking things time, and caught up with him. Just what do you do? Where you're at? And he described that he's part of a large organisation of kiwi fruit farmers, and described what they do. And obviously, I'm in mining, oil and gas. What are the translation? Well, there's not much, but what ended up happening is I was able to share with him a lot of the principles and practices and strategies that we deploy in the mining context in a right-sized manner that can work for him. So an example was, he described that one of the tasks they do is they have to get up on ladders and use chainsaws. And in my mind, I'm like, well, that doesn't happen in our world. Then at the same time, I could understand, okay, well, if they have to do that, what are some things that they could build in to get better control of that activity? And one of the ideas was a stop point or a start point, whichever way you look at it, which is around ensuring all of these things are in place before you proceed with the activity. And for him, that was a life-changing, that was a bit of a breakthrough for him, because he'd been struggling around, well, how do we get better control of these tasks, because they still have to happen. And the other challenge that he had as well was a lot of people that work, certainly on the contract side of things, when the picking season's around, they have low English and or low risk acceptance and risk tolerability. And he's like, again, how can I get better control of that? So we talked about that. We talked about design of safety and health management systems, keeping it simple, not overwhelming. We talked about leadership as well. So how can he get his managers to buy into management of risks? So a little bit of a ramble. I'll leave it there. It was a very satisfying discussion that I was able to help him where he was at with my experiences. And then that's what made the week, I think, a lot more worthwhile. And I'm wondering about how can we better do that as a profession. If we've worked for some major players and some really good tools and experiences, how can we help others that maybe work in industries that don't have the budget or don't have the maturity or don't have the knowledge? Yes, I'm going to think hard about that one. I'm really keen to get other people's thoughts on this one. Chat to you later. Bye-bye.